Hello everyone, this is Angela of EnergyGlobal1.com. Today I'm coming to you to talk about MS, also known as multiple sclerosis. Many of you have heard that yes, I do have MS, and I've had it for quite a bit of years, say over 20 years actually. And what I want to do today is help people who have been newly diagnosed with MS, or maybe even people who have had MS for several years for now. Let me start off with when I first was diagnosed with MS, it was kind of challenging for me. I didn't know I had it. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what it was. So I visited several different doctors trying to find out what is wrong with me. Because what happened first was I went to Kings Island, hit my head on the beast, you know, that bumpy old ride, the beast. And I ended up getting a black eye. Okay, no big deal still, right? But then I started losing my balance like within a couple of weeks. And I'm like, why am I losing my balance? All because of that? So I went to my family doctor, and they're like, wow, you know, I don't know what's wrong. Let's run some tests. So we ran the EEG, or whatever they're called, and many other different ones where they're putting all these tubes on you and all that stuff, trying to figure out, hey, what's wrong? Can't find out what's wrong. So then they say, well, let's send you to a specialist. Oh, let me also mention, before I even did that, I went to an eye doctor thinking, you know, hey, something's wrong with my eyes. And then they sent me to a specialist, went to an eye specialist, you're good, there's nothing wrong that we see here. So then I went to my family doctor. Then he sent me to after all those tests, he sent me to a neurologist. And the neurologist ran tests as well. I told them what was going on because, you know, I'm losing my balance. The reason why I went to the eye doctor was because I was having double vision. So I went to them, they said, well, they didn't know why. Maybe something was just going on, I don't know. So then went to the neurologist, told them all of that, and they said, okay, well, let's run all these tests. Long story short, guess what? They diagnosed me with MS. I'm like, what? No way. There's no way. That's not possible. So I went and got a second opinion from another neurologist, and guess what? They said, yeah, they're right. You have MS. So I'm not happy right now because this is what Angela's thinking. I exercise 6 to 7 days a week. I eat healthy. I don't eat fried foods. I don't drink tons of liquor. I take vitamins. There's no way that I have this illness. It's not possible. But I ended up finding out, yes, I do have it. So I go back to the first neurologist because he was really good and I liked him. I felt comfortable with him. So I said, okay, what's the next step now that we know that this is a fact that I do have it? He said we can start you on a program immediately to help it slow the illness down. It won't take it away, but it'll slow it down. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's do that because I don't want it to get worse. These problems that I have had already are more than enough for me. I had the limping, and as I said, I had the double vision. I was losing my balance. I had all of that. I even had tremors, you know, so that means like where your hand is shaking like this. I had it all going on in this time span that I had all that testing. So I'm like, okay, Leah, let's just get started. So I started with some medicine, which was Avonex. Avonex was once a week. It's an injection, and it was once a week. That was perfect for me. If I have to take any type of needle shots, whatever, once a week will work for me. I didn't have to go to the doctor's office. So I started out with that, and the biggest problem with that, the needle was just too long. Needle was like this long, this long. And what happened was it was starting to take me too long to give myself the shot. So I said, well, okay, that's not going to work because I went from 15 minutes the first day, then I went to 30 minutes the next day, and then I went to 45 minutes to an hour just to take this shot. It was taking too long. So I went back to the doctor and I said, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea because it's taking me too long. I have fear, false evidence appearing real, that this is going to hurt extremely bad and I can't handle it because the needle had to go into the muscle, so it had to be really long. So he said, okay, well, there's another needle that's a lot smaller, and you take it every other day. So I said, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that'll work for me. And that one was called beta seron. So I said, okay, I'll do that. Now you will get flu-like symptoms. And I said, okay, yeah, but the needle's smaller, I'll do that. So I was doing that, you know, 10, 15 minutes to take the shot, no big deal. Because of the false evidence appearing real, even though the needle was smaller, I still don't like giving myself shots. So that took a little bit of time, but still, no worries. But my problem was I did get the flu-like symptoms. So with me, I was chattering and all wrapped up in a blanket for hours afterwards. And remember, this is an every other day shot. So I go through this for the most of the night. I'm okay the next day. And now it's time to take the shot and go through all this again. So anytime after the shot, I'm miserable the rest of the night. So, okay, we do that for 30 days. That's not going to work for me. It's too much of an inconvenience. So the third one was Copaxone. Copaxone is what I take today. Still, they've changed the name several times, but Copaxone. Copaxone. Why didn't I go to that one in the first place? Because the needle's small, just like the Beta-Serum, which was the every other day one. Was because Copaxone is every day. That's an inconvenience. I'm already inconvenienced by having this illness that I don't want. But I said, okay, it's every day, needle small, symptoms are very minimum to none. So I said, okay, we'll do that. And that's what I did. I did that, like I said then, and I've been doing it till today. And I'll do it until they find a cure, which I believe in my heart we will get there very soon. That's why I do the MS walk. That's why I donate monthly on money to help. And I feel in my mind that they'll find a cure soon. And when they do, I am off with this medicine. And I do not have MS anymore. So I'm going to show you. This is how it comes. This is the Copaxone, which now it is called glatiramer acetate. And it's 25 mg. So what I do is I get a 3-month supply. They come in boxes. And it's for 3 months, and I don't have to worry about, ordering it and all that good stuff. And they remind me it's time to get it again. So just open it. This is nice and easy and quick. It's just an inconvenience because who wants to get them shots every day? Nobody. And as I told you, the needle is smaller, and I'll show you that. See, as you can see, a lot smaller. Can you see that? Yeah, look at that. A lot smaller. So all I do is pick a spot. Well, actually, they tell you what spots to do. So you can do your arms, you can do your thighs, you can do your hip or your bum, your stomach area. So they give you a list of areas to do, and you have to alternate on a daily basis. Because remember, this one is daily, so you can never do the same spot the next day. So if I do it here today, tomorrow I need to pick a different spot. So these are cotton pads. Well, not cotton pads, I'm sorry. They're like alcohol pads. And then, so you cleanse that area, wait a couple minutes so it doesn't sting, and then you'll go ahead and do this. And then you're done. I'm sharing this with you today because I really want you to pass this on. So please like and subscribe, but pass this information on to anyone that you know that has been newly diagnosed or even who has had MS for quite some time. I want to uplift you. I've had it over 20-some years, and I've gone through different stages. Since I've been on my medication, I have been good. I get my MRIs every 3 or 4 years, which tell me, hey, Angela, your MS has not gotten any worse. And I contribute that to the medicine that I've been taking, the Glatiramer now. I've been taking this, and it's been helping me to have my MS to not progress. So keep the faith that eventually it'll come up with a cure and it'll be better. But until then, be the best that you possibly can be. Eat as healthy as you possibly can. Exercise. Exercise is the most important thing. And there's different levels of MS, so if it's to where you can't really walk or exercise in a great, the great intensity that you used to be, at least try to move your body. If it's nothing else but you just sitting up and trying to move your arms a little bit, do whatever you possibly can, because that only helps you to slow that process down, and that's what we want to do until they find that cure. I can't say that any more. If you could, please, I know what I wanted to say. Make sure that you subscribe, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk here soon and make another video talking about how hard it was for me to get pregnant with having MS. Because there's people who say, can I still get pregnant even though I've been diagnosed with MS? Yes, you can. Of course, talk to your doctors, but I'm speaking in regards to me. I was able to still get pregnant. I wanted to have a baby, but I wanted to be safe and healthy, and I didn't want my MS to get worse. So those were all concerns of mine. But subscribe so you can see and hear the things that I went through to make that happen. Thank you so much.